This is my new table loom from Gulas. They are in Istanbul, Turkey. I did actually order this. I was able to find this seller online on Etsy and did place an order. This particular one is a 70 centimeters, which is a 15 and a half, 15 and 3/4 inch weaving width. It's got 8 harnesses. Nice lever pull. The interesting thing about it is the lease sticks, and I'm still not sure how I feel about this. The lease sticks have clips right there that are easily, able to keep the yarn in place. You won't lose your lease sticks, so that's kind of nice. I could wish that the lease sticks were closer to the castle. I understand why it's not, because this does fold up. I loosen these on either side, and this entire castle collapses down forward. I don't have a reed in it right now, but this little bit pulls out on either side so that the reed holder also collapses, so that it actually is flat and on top of the warp while it's warped, and then it's got a nice little handle so you can pick the whole thing up and just carry it like a suitcase. Now, there are a couple of things about this, let me move my camera a little bit again, that I really could wish were better designed, and mainly it's the lease sticks. The lease sticks being so far back there, while it does clip in nicely, it does make it awkward. So when I'm trying to thread all of my heddles, and I'll get into heddles in a minute, I have to stretch and actually lean forward in order to get to my yarn to pull it forward. And that is it's a long stretch. That's almost the entire length of my arm to be able to get to those yarns. Now, they did design a very thin and long heddle hook, which does assist in that. So if I don't want to lean forward, or if I can't, if I'm having back issues, I can stretch this forward and use it to separate some yarns, and then hook them and then pull them forward. That is an option. However, it would be easier if I could just sit right here and grab them off of my lease sticks hanging directly from the castle. I may end up doing that. I have additional lease sticks that are flat lease sticks that I could utilize for that purpose. The other thing that is slightly irritating about this is I forgot to mark these off. Oh, don't forget to mark those off. The other thing that's slightly irritating is they did use flat steel heddles. Now, I know that I have talked about not liking flat steel heddles before, and this is why. They are really flat and fit all the way across the loom very nicely, but if you don't have fingernails, it can be really difficult to peel them apart and separate them. I do actually have some fingernails, although my thumbnails are pretty bad, but I do have some fingernails, so I am able to utilize them in doing that. But it does make it a little bit more difficult to do so. So I can use my fingernail to do that. I suppose I could, if I didn't have fingernails, I could use my lease stick to kind of separate, put that in on the top and try to separate them that way. But it would be much easier if they were like inserted eye heddles in order to separate them. Now, that said, the other thing that is that I am not too keen on, but I'm going to have to live with because these are an odd size heddle, and so far I have yet to be able to find anybody who has made them. I know I've talked about my reed and my heddle hook combination from Harrisville Design. I really like this design because I can just flip it around, I can hold it nicely. The problem is that it doesn't fit through the holes in the center of my heddles. So I have to use the flat, thin heddle hook that came with the loom. This does slide through very, very nicely. It does, however, mean that I have to brace it, and it's a little bit more difficult to get it through with any kind of speed. And I'm sure you've seen, I do tend to go fairly quickly when I'm doing these things. Now, really nice. It does, so Gulas Makine, gulasmakine.com. Again, it's Istanbul, Turkey, so you probably won't be able to understand anything that's being said unless you speak that. Apologies if you do. I'm in the United States, Iowa for that matter, so I don't speak very much of anything other than English. That would be my failing. But it did come with two nice, reasonably sized heddles. They fit, these are 4-inch bobbins, so that was nice. It also came with 2 shed sticks. That was nice. And then as I mentioned, the reed holder is fairly easy. These little things just simply unscrew. Okay, not so simply. Maybe I'm just being too cautious. This slides down on top, holds it down, and then of course you can put the tops back on. But it's really nice in that it's a sliding beater bar, so it is a solid thump onto the fell line rather than using the fulcrum, which has a tendency on the table looms to actually move forward and press down rather than forward on the fell line. So I am really looking forward to seeing how well this works with my table loom now. I was able to add an additional reed, so I have a 10 dent reed and I have a 12 dent reed, and honestly with a 10 dent and a 12 dent I can pretty much get away with just using those and dividing them up when I need to do, like an 8 dent, or if I actually end up doing 30 or 40 per dent, sorry, 4 per dent, 30 or 40 ends per inch. I can swap the two out to get that done. So I do like the fact that I was able to get an additional reed. It was reasonably priced at $48. This is a solid metal reed. This is you're not going wrong with this. It's a good reed. It came with 50 heddles on each harness, and it also came with an additional 100 heddles, which for this particular project, I actually put all extra 100 onto harness 1. This particular project calls for 150 on harness 1, 54 on harness 2, and then 16 on each of the others. So, and you may have guessed, yes, I am doing a lace project. So every other one that's being pulled up is going to be a 1. So I'll do 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, and whatnot. So every other yarn is coming through on harness 1. It did come with a reed hook as well as the harness, or the heddle hook. However, the reed hook, I'm more than easily able to use my preferred hook for the reed. So that is my initial thoughts. I will do another quick video when I have finished warping it, and as I have woven a little bit, I will show you how that it actually collapses, and I will give you my secondary thoughts once I've actually started weaving on it.